Summertime Shootout 3, Coldest Summer Ever by Fabolous. Fabolous has been making more headlines in his personal life lately rather than music. His last project came from the joint album with Jadakiss in 2017. The last Summertime Shootout came out 3 years ago. Is Fab still as sharp as he's ever been? How do we feel about it? Here's our honest review of Summertime Shootout 3, Coldest Summer Ever by Fabolous.
Coldest Summer Ever from Fabolous.
Yes, sir.
F-A-B-O. Anyway, Fabolous is forever fucked up how I felt fabulous.
Why?
Because it's supposed to be a U after the B. I have to think about it.
So every time you're like, this is a Fabolous.
I have to think of Fabolous the rapper and tell myself, that's wrong. You. That's what I have to do.
That's wrong. You.
How do you feel about this album artwork?
I actually thought it was really, really dope. I love the visual, artistic look of it. I love how the font is set up as well. It's just a really artsy look that I really enjoy. It's just really dope.
Yeah, I've loved all the Summertime Shootout album artworks. They're always really nice. I love the animated look for them, and it's always got a cool vibe to it. And I like how the guy's like money.
Money.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally like, you know, it's almost like he's like a trick or something like that. But you know, he's money. The flow of this project, man, it's Fab making cold weather music, as well as some popular sounding music, as well as some mature content, as well as some girl content. That's pretty much this project in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, he's rapping over very versatile beats, I would say, that I'm not used to hearing him rap over. So, yeah, it's a lot of different stuff here.
Highlights, man. Look, so Cold Summer came on, and I was just like, man, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I like to hear from my rappers. This is the type of music I like to hear. Bars. Fab came on rapping. I was rocking with it. Bombs. Loved it. If you are in my age bracket and you actually saw Michael Jordan play with your eyes, not highlights, you know that music. That music is the music the Bulls would come out to when they would announce all of the Bulls. And so as soon as he started off with the Michael Jordan bars and the Bulls, I was just like, you know, I gotta rock with that. Talk to Me Nicely, I thought it was cool. So Going for the Summer featuring A Boogie and Fab destroyed this. Like when I first heard the beat, I wasn't a huge fan of the beat when it first came on, but when he started dropping the bars, I was just like, yo, if you're looking for bars, that's the song right there.
Yes.
My Mind is actually really dope. I could have did without Jacquees, but we can talk about that in a couple minutes. But yeah, that's that song right there. Oh yeah, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. You know, you get a cool little vibe from him and Ty. Insecure, fire.
Yes.
I love that song. Frenemies, it kind of reminds me of a song he did called Pachangas, like, you know, best friends turn to strangers, Pachangas, and then this one is Frenemies. So it's kind of like the same type of vibe. I love that song. Time feature Roddy Ricch. It's a really dope song. I really like it. I like the whole concept of time and how, you know, just the way he's breaking down things he's heard. Like, you know, they say time is money, but he don't get that, and just listen to it. Bars is crazy. Us Versus the World featuring Chris Brown and Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor getting her rap on, getting her singing on. And then you got Chris Brown, who just seems to be like a damn...
he's a monster.
Man,
he's a freak of nature.
He's everywhere. I'm starting to think you are not allowed to put an album out if Chris Brown wasn't told and asked to feature on it first. But yeah, Us Versus the World with Tiana Taylor is really dope, man. I really like it. And then Too Late featuring Jeremiah, crazy. I love the storytelling. I love the fact that he had his kids on there as well. Oh, I also want to point out, I think it was on Insecure. I thought it was hilarious, that conversation that the girl and the guy had at the end, because dudes love using that Jay-Z line from a song Cry.
That's funny.
I was just fucking them girls. That. I was gonna get right back. Like,
I didn't know dudes using that.
Dudes
shit.
love that line, so I just thought it was hilarious that he used that as his defense to argue with his girl.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, those are my highlights.
Yeah, man. What was it? Cold Summer was a great way to start off. Bombs. At first, I did not like the beat. I was just like, "How you gonna rap on this? Like, how
did you know about the whole Bulls thing?"
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just like, really? You gonna rap on this beat? But when the drums kicked in and he started going off, I was just like, okay.
I thought the same exact thing when I first heard it though, because I was just like, you don't rap on this.
Yeah. So I was like, I see you out here. Going for the summer, man. That's like my favorite joint off here, man, because I was feeling the same way with you. Like starting off, I was just like, how's this gonna go? And he literally killed it. The beat switch up at the end, I was just like, yo, he flowing in bars for days. I can't recount all of them at all. But he was just spitting. My Mind with Jacquees. I like the song. Talk about Jacquees later. Choosy, I like the song a lot. I just didn't feel Jeremiah on that one, per se. Insecure, I thought was a great track. Frenemies, I really love how he chose to break down that song. It was really dope. Time was a very interesting concept. I was feeling everything he was saying, so it was very like introspective and really real. Us versus the World, though, that's my second favorite on here, just because of how they all brought something to the track, and I was not expecting Tiana to rap. So when she came on rapping, I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I had to pull out my phone like, who is that?
So it just switched up the whole vibe. So I really, really thought that was dope.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
That's it.
Lowlights, man. Look, first I want to mention a couple more highlights that I forgot to mention. I thought Fab was solid throughout the whole project, like as a rapper. Fabulous. And I actually did like No Cap. I forgot to mention that with Lil Durk. I didn't think I was going to like it at first because I was just like, what's Lil Durk doing on here? I actually like what Lil Durk contributed it to that. And then Options, I thought I like what Fab did. I like what 2 Chainz did. PNB Rock was cool, but I just thought it was funny.
How he followed the track after Ty Dolla $ign? Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
So Low Light, PNB Rock on that song. And then back to where I was trying to talk. Also, Talk to Me Nicely, man. It was somewhat underwhelming what Meek did. I was just like, what is this? I'm not liking this auto-tune, A Boogie style of sounding. It's like ever since he did that one song with A Boogie, like sometimes he'll get into this A Boogie mood. And not only that, because he had the joint on his album, When I Call You. I can't remember what it was called, but it was one of my favorite songs on the album.
But this one,
Fall Through.
Yeah, Fall Through. Yeah.
He kind of used that vibe, but it didn't work with that beat, in my opinion. Seasons Change featuring Tory Lanez, wasn't really feeling it. Bay Dreamin' featuring YF and Lucci. I like what Lucci did, but I felt like that was the wrong song. I felt like my mind should have been Bay Dreamin', and YF and Lucci should have been on that and not Jeremiah. Like Jeremiah, it wasn't like he sung horribly bad on this. The hook was just bad. I was just like, worst case scenario, you could have just used the I'm Missing You sample from Case and had Jeremiah just re-sing that, and it would have sounded better than I'm trying to get you off of my mind. Like, fuck out of here with that.
It was a bad choice of lyrics.
Yeah, the hook was bad. Choosy featuring Divido and Jeremiah, it just felt like it was reaching, trying to get that radio hit
the
straight off of the Shine Wale album. it felt like something Wale didn't use for Shine, and he let Fab use it.
What?
No.
You had to mention Shine though.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want to mention is I thought it was really lame to have 5 girl songs like back to back. Like it just didn't feel like they should have been right there. Choose the better one.
So
that one rock out.
So from Bay Dreaming to Options.
Yeah, I mean, Option wasn't just a girl song, but it has some girl connotation on there. And I thought Gucci's verse was somewhat underwhelming on that, especially considering that fire verse he laid on Doja Cat's album. But yeah, the all the girl songs being back to back wasn't rocking with that, and also too many features.
Well, I was not feeling the song with Meek at all. I thought that was a major disappointment. Cap, Lil Durk, skip. I don't need it. It just didn't sound good to me at all. I'm not hating. It just don't sound good musically. It was just really boring. I was so happy when Going for the Summer came on. Season Change, I thought that was really lackluster. Bay Dreaming, I could have did without. I mean, don't mind me, Fab was good on these songs, but I felt like most of these songs that I didn't like was just stuff that he's done before and he's done better, if that makes any sense. My mind, I just wish Jacquees would have went with something different for that hook, because every time the hook came on, I was annoyed. And it's like, I'm starting to appreciate Jaquez just a little bit more, but he keeps making these decisions to make these basic hooks. And it's just like, come on, man, you need to like develop a better hook than that. Oh yeah, with Ty Dolla song, I like the vibe, but I felt like it was just something we could have got with another artist. I don't really think Fab brought a lot out of that. I was just like, oh, this is just another dope Ty Dolla feature. Then you follow that with Options, but you don't put Ty Dolla on it. You put PNB Rock, and I'm just like, no, they don't fit. And then yeah, that was it. It's just that whole midsection of the album to me. It wasn't the fact because they were girl songs, but they were just simple songs. And I feel like, even though I'm not the biggest Fab fan, I feel like he can just kill it better than that midsection of the project, if that makes any sense.
Final thoughts, man. Look, Fab he's one of the really good, solid discographies. I was sitting there thinking about it. If you actually made a playlist of like girly songs, his would probably be one of the most solid ones as well. Mm-hmm. He has a really dope group of girl joints. He has a really solid like group of like songs where he's just going in bar for bar. So Fab is like one of the more capable rappers out there. Yeah. But I do feel like he dropped the ball on a couple of things on this project. Not lyrically with what he does, but there's just a couple points on this. Like I'm trying to remember what song it is. I don't know if it was Seasons Change or if it was Oh yeah, or Option. I'm trying to remember, but he only came in. He came in with like 4 or 6 bars Options? And kind of just stopped. And I was just like, what the hell was that? Like,
I believe that was Options.
Like that was a joke to drop a couple bars and then disappear.
It might have been Choosy. It's either Options or Choosy.
It wasn't Choosy.
It wasn't?
Nah, it wasn't Choosy.
Okay.
But it was definitely one of those singy hooks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, that was laughable to kind of come in with those low amount of bars. Like, that's not even your style. But overall, man, you know, it's still got a nice core song. Like, look, just listen to the songs I put on the playlist. There you go.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it's just the whole midsection of this album, man. I feel like that kind of broke it for me because I really thought, even with the 2 exceptions of Cap and the song with Meek that I really wasn't feeling, it was a good start because I knew that particularly those type of songs is probably not for me, but they go off well. So I thought the first 5 of the tracks of this album was great, but then when you get from 6 to 10 or 6 to 11, it was just kind of a point where it's just like, man, this is dope, but I've heard them do better. But then, you know, it came at me with Insecure, Frenemies, Time, Us Versus the World, and the last track. And I'm just like, okay, he kind of came back with it. So to me, it's just kind of a mixed bag. I mean, the fans is going to love it regardless. I know that. But just knowing Fab's catalog, I'm just not sure if this is the strongest outing. But he has delivered on this album because them bars on Going for the Summer is crazy.
Final grade, man. Look. I'm going to give Fab a dash. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Fab is nice. He's dope. But there's a lot of missed opportunities on this project. It's not lyrically. It's all like hook choices, guest feature choices, beat choices, the way you chose to deliver the verse choices. It's not lyrically because Fab gets down lyrically. Still the best songs lyrically up here to me are Gone for the Summer. He's got some bars on everything, but Insecure was fire, Frenemies was fire, Time is fire, Us Versus the World is fire. Like, he nailed the back end of this project, like the very early beginning of the project and the very end of this project. He nailed it. Everything in between just felt like it was catering to the younger generation and radio friendlier tracks. And those aren't necessarily inherently bad ideas, but they just didn't like rock with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a dash as well. I did come away with a few tracks that I'm probably gonna go back to, but for the most part, I thought this was just, you know, an okay affair. You know, I thought, you know, it's Fab, so he's always gonna have the bars and everything like that. But when it comes back to, you know, getting something memorable that you go come back to this album, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll come back to this album. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm coming back for Going for the Summer.
Oh, yeah, I said just to this album as a whole.
Oh, no.
Yeah.